Hello guys, this is Kirtana here, and today's workshop we will be learning how to design a name tag keychain. As well, in the end of the video I'll be also showing out you guys in how to make a different customized keychains for your own. So I would suggest you guys to keep the software ready, which is Autodesk Fusion 360. The license is completely free, either be it if you're an educator, a student, or even a personal hobbyist. So anything works. You can download any particular license based on the account you have. You can create an Autodesk account too. So we are gonna be doing a similar keychain today. So for that, let's click on new design. We can see a blank workspace here. Apart from creating a keychain today, we will be focusing on specific tools like extrude. This tool is to extrude to a certain level, like an elevation on the top of the sketch which you have been created. And we will be using fillet. Fillet tool is to smoothen the edges, and we will be learning to create sketch. Basically we create multiple sketches to make a complete design, so we'll be doing that. And also we will be using insert tool to import an SVG onto a design. So these are the important tools which we will be focusing today. So for this I'll be clicking on create sketch right now. Now it's asking me for a plane. I'm gonna choose XZ plane since it's my base. So I'll click on XZ plane now. Now I'll be using a rectangle base since the names are a little long. I need to keep it a little long, so I would choose to use a 2-point rectangle for the name tag. You can either choose a 2-point rectangle, or you can also click on create to view different options of creating a rectangle. So I'll use 2-point rectangle. This is similar to a graph. You can place your first corner here in the origin and get it towards 50, or in this case I'm using 50, or you can even get it to 60 if you wish to, and take to the top, which will be your breadth. I'm gonna use 3 centimeter or 2 centimeter works too, depending on how long and how large you want the name on your keychain. So I'm gonna clicking on 60 mm and 30 mm, which is my length and my breadth. Click on enter once you're done. Now we need to extrude this sketch to a certain height so that it comes out as a 3D design. So I'm gonna go to the solid again. I can find my extrude tool over here. The plane is already selected since there are no other sketches. I'm gonna extrude it to 3 mm maybe, because since I'm 3D printing it, it needs to be optimum so that the print comes out very good. If it's too thin, it's kind of problem again. So just keep your dimensions little, like keeping 3D printing in mind, create your dimensions so that it comes out good. So this is the thing which I've created right now. I'm gonna use zoom to keep it close and pan it to the center. And to get rid of the tools, you can just click on delete so that it comes back. To make the edges smooth, I'm gonna use fillet tool here, right here. And since I'm gonna apply the fillet initially only to the edges, I'll be clicking on only edges. So this is my first edge, second edge, and you can turn the orientation right here. It shows out here how many edges you have selected, so depending on that you get to understand if you have selected the edges properly. So 4 edges have been selected, and I'm gonna use a fillet of 5 mm for this. So this is the top. So yeah, this is done. Now I'm gonna create a new sketch again to create a hole on this rectangle here, so that I can create a hole through the hole for my keyring. So I'm gonna use a center diameter circle, get it to the point over here, and I'm gonna use 5 mm hole. So initially we need to create a sketch and then we can create a hole. To create a hole you have to click on extrude and click on the circle which the hole needs to be created, and there are certain operations you have to change in the menu here. Click on to object, because since we are not creating a new body, we are creating a hole which doesn't need any particular dimensions but it cuts towards the object. So I'm gonna change the operation to cut, and then I'm gonna go back and select the plane and click on OK, or you can directly click on enter. Now the hole is created. I would like to choose to smoothen all of my edges I have, so I'm gonna use fillet to the edge. Maybe 2 mm fillet will be fine for this, or even you can use a little lesser ones, which is maybe of 150. Click on fillet again, and for the circle let's do it 1 mm and click enter. So initially your body is done. Now you have to work on what design you're gonna put it on top. Since this is a name tag keychain, I'm gonna use in my case I'm using the assembly. In your case you can use your name. Maybe you can just write your name, which is probably kind of it can be two-dimensional also, but make sure it can be extruded out of it. So I have an image downloaded of the assembly logo, and what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna convert it into SVG and then import it onto my design. So I have a pre-downloaded image with me, and now I'm gonna convert my image into SVG. I'm using this website for this. So click on choose files. So I have a logo for assembly here. I would suggest, if your image is a colored one, use colored, and if your image is a gray or monochrome ones, you can use that. In this case my image is colored, so I'm gonna use colored ones and start conversion. Once this is done, the SVG automatically gets downloaded to your computer. We can see that here. So now we can go back to Fusion 360 and click on insert right here and click on insert SVG. There's a small folder over here. Click on that. So this is the logo which I've choose before, and click on this plane. So this is to change the orientation of your logo, and this is to pan it to the place where you want. So this you can use to zoom in and zoom out. Make sure it fits properly into your design. Arrange it properly and then click on enter. So now it's time for extrusion for this design which has been made here. So I'm gonna zoom in a bit and then pan it to the center and get rid of the tool with delete. So I'm going to the solid, click on extrude and select each of them. Select all the alphabets here. You should be very careful while clicking on the right one. Now I've ended up having a problem. You just have to be very careful. Just pan it to the center, zoom it as much as you can so that you can do it properly. So I'm gonna click on solid again, extrude. Just choose one at a time. It kind of makes a difference when it shows the focus for you, so that just click on top of that. And I'm doing an extrusion of 2 mm. Since I'm gonna be 3D printing this, I want a little bowl to appear. Since this is a very small object, you can also use 3 if you want. Yep, now the extrusion is made. I'll zoom out this one now. So yes, it's done. Similarly, you can also not only put text into this, you can also convert your images into SVG and then import them here. I would suggest to keep the images whatever you convert to SVG. Shouldn't be more complicated because it gets a little harder. I'll also show you out a basic ideas of like how many varieties of keychains you can do. So this is a unicorn keychain which I've made before. So in this we can see that I've used 2 lines to make the sketch, and also I've used 2 arcs. You can see those options here. You can use arc. I use center point arc especially. So you can make arcs over here and similarly repeat the same process I've done before. And I'll show you out. It's a different keychain. So in this case I've used an hexagon to create the sketch, and then I extruded it and I repeated the same option, and I've downloaded this logo and then converted into SVG. So let's see something else. This is a NASA keychain. Here I used a polygon of 4 sides, so you can just click on create new sketch and you can, it shows you some options, like you can click on polygon and you can use some circumscribed or inscribed polygons, and you can just mention the sides. You can do the similar ones, and I've did the similar process of converting the SVG and then importing it. And here we can see a different NASA keychain as well. This is an Iron Man keychain. I've repeated the exact same process for this also. So this is all about it. You can make it more personalized. I'm just giving an idea. You can also maybe convert your image into a cartoon and then convert into an SVG and then import it also. You just have to work on details. You just have to zoom in a bit and then do it. So yeah, now my colleague Ryan will be helping you guys out with creating and designing a vase on Fusion 360, more personalized ones, which will be interesting for you guys to 3D print. In the end of the video, I'll be helping you guys out with setting an optimum settings in Cura for 3D printing it. Thank you guys. Have a great day.